Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be having a little chat about why I've been so distant lately, and also just keeping it brief though, because I don't really want to go into too much detail, and also explain as to why the Vectra has now been sold to a friend of mine who's looking after it, and I will be doing some ongoing maintenance, repairs, or anything it needs to keep it roadworthy and in good condition. But however, the Vectra itself wasn't really an ideal daily runner for me. It was a little bit too big and a little bit too powerful and fuel hungry for my day-to-day aspects basically. So I will be in this video revealing my new vehicle. I can say I got it cheap. I did get it cheap. There's a reason why I got it cheap, and I'll go into that a little bit more further down in the video. But onto the subject quickly, and I can only but apologise in regards to why I've not done much in the way of videos. You'll just have to take my word for it when I say there's a lot of stuff going on right now in my life which I kind of have to assist with regarding family matters. That is all you're getting to find out. People who know me will know the full ins and outs, but I'm not willing to share too much information on the internet because my life is my life. What I want to show on the internet is up to me, and that's not one of it. But you just kind of have to be a little bit patient with me. Outside of that, I have been working a fair chunk of the time because no furlough for me. I am a key worker, and I'm quite happy to be a key worker. I'm also quite happy to work as much as possible, especially at the moment, because let's just say there's never enough money coming in. Most people will say that, and I'm just probably another person saying that as well. But yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a couple of other projects coming in the near future, one of which I am currently in the process of paying for, and it's locked away in my garage. But that will come out to play a little bit further into the future, because I don't want to start tinkering with something I haven't paid for, because it's, in my opinion, it's not officially mine until it's fully paid for. But it will be worth the wait. I would like to say thank you to all my lovely subscribers, and thank you for being patient with me in regards to my uploads. And I also have many intentions when it comes to this white ZX that's sitting here in the background. Still need to work on that. Every time I go out the front door and look at it, it is quite depressive that I actually can't take it for a drive. But kind of need MOT for that, and it's never going to get an MOT because I'm never going to get an MOT without me doing the work to it first. It will get an MOT, but I just don't want to drive it with its problems. However, this little Berlingo van over this side, I've just put an MOT on that. You would have seen in the last video I've done some anti-roll bar links on it, which it didn't need to pass the MOT, but the knocking noise on the front was really doing my head in, because at the moment I'm spending a lot of time driving that out around for family stuff, and I'm spending a lot of time now driving this one around, which you get to find out what it is, for work related stuff. However, there was a plan with that Berlingo in the hopefully not too far away future to do something with its engine. And I know I've done a lot of work on my little blue ZX and just rebuilt all the engine. That drives absolutely lovely. That blue ZX was being my daily, but it basically needs the rear axle looking at and a front wheel bearing, even though I'd done it and messed it up. But so for that reason I needed to quickly get something just to keep me working, which is where I've ended up with the Vectra and now this one. But on the subject of the Berlingo and the ZX, there was plans to sort of do a little bit of a combination with the Berlingo's electrics. I keep pointing the wrong way. The Berlingo's electrics and the Berlingo's engine, and incorporate that into the ZX. Not entirely sure if I'm going to do it. I would love to do it, but I'm not entirely sure I'm going to do it. And if I am going to do it, it certainly won't be just round the corner for that project, unfortunately, because the van is still in regular use, which, yeah, basically, like I said, I didn't want to put an MOT on it. I wanted to start that project, but unfortunately things change. I think it's now probably safe to say that I ought to show you what this car is really and why I bought it, and also explain to you what problems it's got. This car I'm sitting in, I did buy it with, this is a Fiat Grand Punto 2009. I'll show you it in a second, guys. I paid £200 for it. It came with no MOT. It was running really rough. Well, it wasn't running really rough, but within a couple of days of driving it, it was running really rough. I've had to do a set of spark plugs on it just to get it going, and a brand new coil pack so I could actually use it. I've also had to put some new front brake pads on because they were pretty much on their last legs. Once I'd done all of that, it sailed through its MOT. It had a bulb out at the back for the MOT, but it still passed because the bulb that it had out was a secondary rear side light. So as long as you've got a side light at each side of the vehicle will pass its MOT. But just so I didn't get any police interest when it comes to driving down the road, I have since changed that bulb. So all 4 rear side light bulbs now work. Let's take you for a little tour around the car, and then we'll come back and chat a bit more. So this is another one of the fixes I've already done out of record mode and not recording. I'm not going to show you the keyring because that's advertising a place where I used to work, which I don't want associated with me, but we won't go into that. These buttons were all worn out, that was all worn out, and it didn't lock into place there, and when you closed it, it was clicking like that, which meant it was easy to catch in your pocket. And I actually in the first week of using this vehicle, I actually tore a hole in my trouser pocket just because of that key. Pulled up out, basically that key kind of pulled up, as I pulled it out of my pocket, it kind of got caught and ripped it, and then as it was kind of unfolding. But so I decided to spend £5 or £6 odd on a complete key repair kit. The only two bits that are original is the circuit board and the actual blade itself, because these haven't got a transponder chip. They've got a transponder chip built into the button's circuit board. So that's the only 2 bits that are original, because everything else was changed. So let's get that. Let's get my tripod moved, because that's how I had it set up, and have a little bit more of a look round. We've got the fancy Blue and Me radio system in here, which works quite well for calls and texts, but that's pretty much it. That's all it does. This glove box, the lady who owned it before me, I couldn't get in there. I'm guessing they'd tried jamming it with something at some point. But if you're very, very gentle with it, you can kind of jiggle this and get into it. And then my plan is literally to, later in the future, undo these Phillips screws here and change this out, because the problem with it is that's actually broken, so it keeps messing up. So I don't need a whole new glove box, and that'll be a video I'll show you. I will show you how to do that, and I will just change that little clip bit so that does that. But in here, it's not a bad place to be. It's quite a nice, stylish looking dash console. Oh, like I said, I'll get that tripod moved and we'll have a look over that side. So now we're on the driver's side of the vehicle. Might I say, this is a gorgeous looking steering wheel. It's got some nice hand grips here, so if you do want to go around any country lanes or anything and have a little bit of fun on the within the speed limits, of course, there's some nice grips there. Doesn't have anything like cruise control like the Vectra did, but I'd hardly ever use it anyway. But if we put the ignition on, these clocks are quite nice, but if we put the ignition on, you'll see straight away what the problem is with this car. Very common fault. You'll see that steering symbol in the bottom underneath the handbrake. Steering check, have power steering checked. And what we've got with that is, I'll start it up and you'll see. Hear that clicking noise? Power steering fault has gone off now, and even if I put it into city mode, it comes up with a little city thing there and makes the steering so much lighter. I don't personally like city mode anyway, but it doesn't bring the power steering fault back up. It just comes up and goes as and when it pleases. What I do sometimes have is I sometimes have it come up with the battery light initially when I start, and the steering's really heavy, but I've had that checked and it is still charging the battery, so there's not an alternator fault, and it's relatively new alternator on there. I'm going to turn city mode off because I don't like that anyway. Also, I will say that handbrake light and the seatbelt light is not flashing, it's just the frame rate of the camera is causing it to look like it's flashing. We've got aircon, we've got heating, it all works nice. When I pull away, as long as I'm doing more than 10 miles an hour, the car will auto lock. I'm going to turn it back off for a moment, just so thingy, because there's another problem with the exhaust where the flexi is leaking. And if we pop the bonnet, I've popped the bonnet already, sorry. If we pop the boot on that button just there, because there's only two ways to do the boot. One is on the button there, and one is the button on the key. And then what we'll do is we'll have a look in the boot. Actually, just wanted to quickly take you in the back here. It isn't quite a bad place to be in the back. It's not fantastic for leg room. In the seat position, I'm like 5'11" sort of thing, 5'10", 5'11", and my legs are pretty average for a normal man. And basically, in the driver's seat in my position where I like to drive, there isn't much, but it's comfortable. I can move. These seats back here are relatively comfortable. I've got, let me just see if I can turn that round. Literally, I've got loads of headroom. Obviously, if the driver of the vehicle goes around a sharp corner and I bash my head here, it's not too much of a big deal because it is quite padded. And I've got handles to hold on to, so as a rear seat passenger, it's not too bad in here. When it comes to getting some air in the car though, however, oh, that one does work. I got told by one of my passengers that the rear windows didn't wind. Maybe this one doesn't wind. Yeah, this one doesn't work. So that's something that I don't need to fix, but it could be a fix that I do, because I'm not a rear seat passenger, so I don't really care. Then let's get back out and do what we're going to do in the boot. So at the back of the car, as you see, 2009, slightly newer than the Vectra. This wiper doesn't work, so that will be another video for YouTube. When I said about the bulb earlier in the video though, this one is a stop and tail, so this one does side light and brake. This one is only a side light. This was the one that wasn't working, but because we still had this side light illuminating, it was a side light on the driver's side of the vehicle. It passed its MOT, but like I said, so I didn't get interest from the police, I decided to just put the bulb there just so it didn't draw any attention to me. So all of this is now working fine. As you saw, I popped it. Sheba's come to be nosy. I could clip these clips up onto there, but the little bits at the back that are supposed to hold it are broken. Not really care. Let's just move it out the way though. There we go. We have a decent sized boot for a small car. Not big enough for my mum's mobility scooter really, but it's big enough for what we need. And then we've got the spare wheel there, which is a full-size spare, and it is missing its jack, but I might be able to pick one up from the scrapyard anyway. So let's go have a wander around and have a look at what else. So we've got standard wheel trims with standard wheels. I might see if I can source a set of official Punto alloy wheels. I could go aftermarket, but they're a bit too rich for my budget. And then quite nice looking car, to be honest. Let's just get the bonnet open. Use my head for something good. Hold it up there. And in here we have the normally aspirated 1.4 petrol engine with recently new battery. Previous owner put that on there for before selling it, because she was going to use it herself, and then found it had no MOT and found there was problems with the brakes. So that's why I ended up buying it. But generally speaking, it's clean for its age and its mileage, which has done about 106,000 miles. So there's that. So to finalise this video, in summary, the aspect with this car is it was bought for a purpose, and the purpose was just to run it around until I can get something better. Even though it's quite a fun little car to drive and it is really economical for what I need, lots of stop starts and stuff, the moral of it is I would love to be able to use my ZX as a daily, but I want to get it to top-notch condition. It still needs some more love, and I've also got some plans which I touched on at the start of the video that I'm debating on doing with the ZX and the Berlingo together. So in short, what's happening with this car, it's going to be used as my daily, and also in short, there's going to be a little bit more content on it because I will be saving up to buy the bits needed to do the steering fix, because that is not really causing too much of a problem, but it's just a bit of a pain in the backside when you start up, the battery light comes on, and then you then have to turn it off and start it back up again before you can go, because the steering's heavy and it's just not functioning. So it's more a case of how long's it got before it gives up completely is the question. That I don't know the answer to. When it comes to the other problems, like the rear window, if I can be bothered, I'll do that because it's shut and secure. So if I can be bothered to change that, I'll do a video on that. There will, however, be in the next couple of days, because the postman was supposed to have delivered it this morning, but we weren't in, even though we was in. But never mind. In regards to that what I'm on about is in regards to the exhaust. It's blowing on the flexi at the front, and I've got planned a video to show you where it's blowing, how the car sounds whilst it's running at the moment. It sounds pretty awesome, but I can't leave it like that. And kind of show you what I do for a quick fix on that. And that'll be a video of how to do that. I've then also got the aspects of sorting out the rear wiper, because that doesn't work, so there'll be a diagnostics and repair on that. I have a suspicion of what's gone wrong with the rear wiper, but I'm not going to tell you in this one. You have to wait for that video. And then there'll also be another one on repairing the glove box. And final thing as well is I would like to know if there's any way whatsoever of getting the Blue and Me function on this car to play music through the radio off of my Android phone. I've been doing some research, and there's an app that used to be available for iOS with a little dongle. I actually have the little dongle indoors. It's not needed for the voice aspect and the Bluetooth functions for calls, but it is needed to be paired with that app on iOS. And it's supposedly said that that little dongle will be able to allow you to play music through the Punto's Blue & Me system. I can't find anywhere online with any references whatsoever to that being a usable feature in any way, shape or form to play music from an Android phone through the Bluetooth features. So if anyone out there does kind of know how to do that, please let me know, especially if you're watching this video, or if anyone knows anyone that might know. Chuck them, and then on any of the videos really, to be honest, any of the Punto related videos. But there'll be some content coming on this very shortly in the next couple of days, because I'm going to get that parcel from the Royal Mail tomorrow. I'm not working Thursday. It's Tuesday today. I'm not working Thursday, and what will be the case is I will go and get it fitted, and probably in the next couple of days it'll be on YouTube anyway. When it comes down to once this car is fixed and in top form, I will be then looking for a set of Punto alloy wheels. Nothing fancy, just something fancier than standard Steelies. And I will also be considering some light modifications, to the point where I'm debating on an exhaust back box that I've got in my shed as an option to maybe refurbish and put on, but we're not sure yet. But I'm sorry if I bored you through this, but I just wanted to get out there and say, apologise for not putting much in the way of content out, and kind of explain why. I also wanted to kind of just say hi to everyone and thank you for all my lovely subscribers. Please like, comment and share all my videos, and that's pretty much it. But I'll say bye for now, take care guys, and stay safe. I'll also put another video up in this top corner, and I'll put my subscribe icon down in this bottom corner. Bye for now, see you in the next video.